body naturally sweats in response to heat, confusion, extreme strain, and such. But excess sweat may suggest that the body may not be in an optimal condition. You may have an excess sweating or hyperhidrosis. How do you solve the problem of excess sweating? You may sweep the sweat with a handkerchief or using a fan, but excess sweating can be embarrassing in certain situations. It may feel like revealing own privacy to others. Oriental medicine is known to eradicate the excess sweating called as hyperhidrosis. Hyperhidrosis is a topic of this session of the Oriental Medical Digest. People normally sweat around 600 to 700 cc per day. Increase in sweating is likely from two reasons. First is from the increase in temperature or engaging in a strenuous work. Second reason is when the body is under the influence of disease. But regardless of these reasons, a group of people sweat heavily all the time. They are likely suffering from hyperhidrosis, which even makes daily activities very difficult. Sweat is one of the important constituents of our body. Sweat is excreted by normal metabolism of body, and Oriental medicine takes in consideration the amount and location of sweat to determine the overall condition of the body. What is the underlying cause of hyperhidrosis or excess sweating?
The reason is behind the fact that vapor is created when heat is mixed with moisture. To make an analogy, heat from the circulatory system mixed with extra moisture remaining in the digestive system creates sweat, which is evaporated through the skin. This is why obese people sweat much more than thin people.
DITI measures the infrared rays emitted from the body and checks the regional body temperature. Testing room should maintain a temperature between 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Testing subjects should remain unclothed for about 10 minutes, which makes the body temperature even to increase the accuracy of measurement.
This person has a most ideal temperature distribution. You can see that the person on the left is more hypothermic than others, and the person on the right is more hyperthermic than the ideal person. An instantaneous sweating from the extremities may show decrease in temperature. But generally, people with hyperthermia are more prone to suffer from hyperhidrosis. According to these pictures, we can suggest this picture and this one below are the patients with hyperhidrosis.
After the DITI measurement, regional body temperature is analyzed and treated according to the causes. Oriental medicine explains different reasons for hyperhidrosis depending on the areas. Excess sweating in the head area is from the damp heat in the stomach and spleen and phlegm accumulation in the chest. Excess sweating in the extremities indicate heat in the heart and stomach. Excess sweating in the genitals is likely from the deficiency in yang energy and weak lower body. Lastly, excess sweating in the armpits is from the heat in the kidneys. Primary treatment for hyperhidrosis is an herbal medicine. Most typical herbs to lower the heat in the heart is 행지황 and 연지육. 백봉령, 택사, and 차전자 are chosen to dissipate the damp phlegm and increase the diuretic capacity. 황기 and 의인 are used to tonify the lung energy. In order to reduce the amount of sweating, 소맥 and 마황근 are excellent choices. Each herbs are prescribed 3 to 4 grams, but are modified and selected based on the condition and needs of the individual. It's not rare to see young children sweat while sleeping. This is not a major concern since the children's nervous system isn't sophisticated enough to control excess heat. In this case, frequently sweep the sweat and use thin blanket. It's also necessary to change the undergarments and bedding as often as possible. Let's explore other methods for treating hyperhidrosis. Treatment for hyperhidrosis is also possible by the acupuncture. Invisible energy known as qi or life force flows within the meridian. When the flow of qi is obstructed, an acupuncture needle is inserted to invigorate the circulation of qi.
The first point is Shinmun, located on the forearm on the process styloid ulna, at the flexure of the wrist. The second point is Sohei, located on the internal surface of the arm within the biceps at the medial condyle of the humerus, at the internal extremity of the flexure of the elbow. This point is called Umgok, located on the internal surface of the leg, just below the tendon, which lies at the internal extremity of the popliteal crease. Lastly is the point of Taebak, located upon the medial side of the foot, posterior to the articulation of the metatarsal and phalange of the big toe. Let's continue with the treatment for excess phlegm accumulation in the body. Many of these points are associated with the urinary bladder meridian. The first point to be needled is Jium, located just behind the end of the foot of the fifth toenail on the external side. Then the point of Joksamni is needled. It's located on the anterior surface of the leg, between the tibialis anterior and the tibia, about 5 centimeters below the patella. Next is Sangyang, located just behind the angle of the root of the index finger, on the outside, toward the thumb. The last point is Wijung, of the urinary bladder meridian, located in the middle of the popliteal flexure upon the crease of the flexure fold. After the acupuncture procedure, stretching treatment is highly recommended. Hyperhidrosis patients are very likely to have excess heat in the body, accompanied with rigidity of the neck muscles, and exercises to loosen up the neck muscles can benefit the treatment for hyperhidrosis. This is how it is done. Take a deep breath. Exhale slowly and bend the neck forward as much as possible. This movement will relieve tension built up in the back of the neck. Then inhale in the same way, and exhale slowly, flexing the neck to the side as far as you can extend. Lastly, repeat the exercise, but now tilt the neck 45 degrees forward between the front of the body and the side of the neck.
50% of the hyperhidrosis patients are afflicted with heavy stress. Then what are the ways to prevent hyperhidrosis?
Hyperhidrosis patients should avoid drinking alcohol. Spicy and hot food are not to be consumed. Eating stimulating food will worsen the situation. An even more important factor is peace of mind. Always try to loosen up the body by doing a good amount of exercise. Deep breathing may aid in lowering the body temperature, which will surely help to reduce sweating.
Sweating is a natural process to eliminate the waste materials from the body and maintain homeostasis. Just like prolonged cough may suggest a respiratory disease, excess sweating may indicate a disorder of a particular organ or another disease. We suggest you receive a checkup if you're suffering from hyperhidrosis. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you again next time.